Everyone fell silent when Marcus Hamilton knelt beside the pregnant maid who had fallen on the marble floor. "Let me help you," he said gently, ignoring the red wine that stained Maya's black and white uniform. Victoria Sterling, his fiancée, was livid. "If you touch that servant, the engagement is over," she shouted in front of 200 guests. Marcus looked into Victoria's eyes, then at Maya trembling in her 7th month of pregnancy, and made his choice. He extended his hand to the maid. But before we dive into the full story, let me know where you're watching from and what time it is. Now, subscribe to the channel and let's get started. "Watch where you're going with those glasses." Victoria snapped at the pregnant server who passed too close to her designer dress. The server lowered her eyes. "I'm sorry, ma'am." Marcus Hamilton glanced across his mansion's crowded ballroom toward the sound of his fiancée's sharp voice. 200 of Boston's elite filled the room, celebrating their engagement with champagne and laughter. Crystal decorations caught the light from chandeliers overhead, and the live orchestra played soft classical music as waitstaff in black uniforms moved between guests carrying silver trays. Marcus adjusted his custom tuxedo and excused himself from a conversation with the mayor. At 32 years old, the CEO of Next Tech Solutions had everything most people dreamed about: wealth, success, good looks, and now engagement to Victoria Sterling, whose family was Boston royalty. "Everything looks perfect," said David Chen, appearing at Marcus's side with 2 champagne flutes. His best friend since their college days at MIT handed him a glass. "It should be. It cost enough," Marcus said with a smile. "Victoria hired the best event planner in Boston." David nodded toward Victoria, who was showing her massive diamond ring to a circle of admiring women. "You've got it all now, buddy. The perfect life." "I guess I do," Marcus said, but something in his voice sounded hollow. Across the room, Maya Johnson shifted her weight from one swollen ankle to another. At 25 years old and 7 months pregnant, she shouldn't be working, but bills didn't pay themselves. Her black server's uniform strained against her belly as she balanced a tray of wine glasses. "You okay, honey?" asked another server, an older woman named Ruth. "I'm fine," Maya said, forcing a smile. "Just 3 more hours." Maya had a computer science degree from Massachusetts State University, but after 26 job interviews where they seemed impressed by her resume but suddenly lost interest upon meeting her, she had given up on a tech career. Now she worked as an administrative assistant during the day and took evening catering jobs when available. "Take this tray to the East Room," her supervisor directed, "and remember, invisible service. Nobody wants to see the help." Maya nodded and made her way across the polished marble floor. As she passed a group of men in expensive suits, she overheard their conversation. "Sterling's daughter finally snagged Hamilton. Smart move. Merges old money with new tech money. Have you seen the ring? $4 million, I heard?" Maya tried not to think about how that amount could change her entire life. Pay for her apartment for years, create a college fund for her baby, allow her to start the small software company she had once dreamed about. In a quiet corner, Senator Sterling, Victoria's father, spoke quietly into his phone. "Yes, the deal should close next week. Just make sure the documents disappear afterward." Maya pretended not to hear as she offered wine to nearby guests. The senator gave her a cold look and moved away. In the center of the ballroom, Marcus tapped a knife against his glass. The orchestra stopped playing, and the crowd quieted. "Thank you all for coming tonight," Marcus said, his voice carrying through the room. "Victoria and I are honored to have you here to celebrate our engagement." Victoria joined him, taking his arm possessively. Her blonde hair was perfectly styled, her green eyes enhanced by expensive makeup, her slim figure showcased in a designer gown that probably cost more than Maya's yearly rent. "In 3 months, I'll marry the most beautiful woman in Boston," Marcus continued. "We've already begun planning what the papers are calling the wedding of the year." Guests applauded as Victoria beamed. Maya watched from the edge of the crowd, her back aching. She shifted the heavy tray to her other hand and felt a wave of dizziness. The doctor had warned her about standing too long, but she needed every dollar for her baby's future. She took a deep breath and continued serving. One wealthy woman waved her away without even looking at her. "Not that wine. Tell them to bring the French red." The night wore on. Maya's feet throbbed inside her practical black shoes. The baby kicked as if protesting the long hours. Just one more circuit around the room, she told herself. As Maya approached a group near the orchestra, she felt suddenly lightheaded. The marble floor, polished to a mirror shine, seemed to tilt beneath her. She tried to steady herself, but her center of gravity, altered by pregnancy, betrayed her. Time slowed. The tray tilted. Wine glasses toppled. Red liquid arced through the air like spilled blood. Maya fell hard, landing on her side to protect her belly. Wine splashed across her uniform and the pristine white marble floor. A glass shattered. The music stopped abruptly. 200 faces turned toward the noise. Silence fell over the ballroom. Maya's cheeks burned with embarrassment. Tears threatened as she tried to push herself up, one hand protectively covering her stomach. "Please let my baby be okay," she prayed silently. "Don't move," a male voice said. And suddenly Marcus Hamilton was kneeling beside her, his expensive tuxedo touching the wine-soaked floor. His blue eyes showed genuine concern. "Are you hurt? Is the baby okay?" Before Maya could answer, Victoria's voice cut through the silence like a knife. "Marcus, get away from that servant right now or the engagement is over." Victoria stood 10 feet away, her parents flanking her. Her face was twisted with anger and disgust. "She's pregnant and fell," Marcus said, not moving from Maya's side. "Someone call a doctor." "I don't care if she's the Queen of England," Victoria said. "You're embarrassing me in front of everyone who matters in Boston." Marcus froze. Maya saw something shift in his expression. Surprise, then clarity, as if seeing something for the first time. He looked between his furious fiancée and Maya on the floor. "I need to make sure she's okay," he said quietly. Victoria's face flushed red. "Choose now, Marcus. Choose. That woman or me." The room held its collective breath. Maya wished she could disappear. She never meant to cause trouble. Marcus gently helped Maya to a sitting position. "Can you stand with help?" he asked her. Maya nodded, mortified by the attention. Victoria stormed forward, yanking the massive diamond ring from her finger. "You've made your choice," she hissed, throwing the ring. It bounced off Marcus's chest and skittered across the marble floor. "Victoria, wait," Marcus began. But Victoria was already walking away, her parents close behind. "This engagement is over," she announced loudly. "And your social standing in Boston is finished." The mansion doors slammed behind them with such force that the crystal decorations trembled. Whispers erupted around the room. Phones appeared as guests eagerly documented the scandal. Maya wanted to sink through the floor. "I'm so sorry," she whispered to Marcus. "I didn't mean to ruin your engagement." Marcus shook his head slowly. His hand still supported her elbow. "You didn't ruin anything," he said. "You just showed me the truth." David appeared beside them, helping Maya to her feet. "I've called for medical help," he told Marcus. "They're on their way." "Thank you," Marcus said. He turned to the staring crowd. "The party is over, everyone. Please see yourselves out." As guests reluctantly began to leave, Marcus stayed beside Maya, getting her a chair and a glass of water. His multi-million-dollar engagement was over, his social status in free fall, but he seemed strangely calm. "What's your name?" he asked her. "Maya Johnson," she said quietly. "I'm going to make sure you get proper medical attention, Maya," Marcus said. "Don't worry about anything right now." Maya looked into his eyes, confused by his kindness. "Why are you helping me? Your fiancé just left." Marcus was silent for a moment. "Because it's the right thing to do," he finally said, "and I think I've spent too long forgetting what that means." As the mansion emptied and the medical team arrived, Neither Marcus nor Maya realized how completely their lives had just changed course. In that moment of kindness, a billionaire CEO helping a pregnant server who had fallen, the trajectories of their lives had altered forever. And across town, as Victoria Sterling fumed in her family's limousine, she was already planning how to make Marcus Hamilton regret his choice. The medical team helped Maya onto a stretcher while Marcus spoke quietly with the paramedic. "I want her to receive the best care possible," Marcus said, handing the paramedic his business card. "Send me the bill directly." "Yes, sir, Mr. Hamilton," the paramedic replied, looking surprised. "We'll take her to Massachusetts General Hospital right away." As they wheeled Maya toward the ambulance, she looked back at Marcus, standing alone in his enormous mansion. Wine stains spread across the marble floor like a red map of the evening's disaster. "Thank you," she called weakly. Marcus nodded, watching as the ambulance doors closed. David placed a hand on his shoulder. "That was quite a night," David said. "Are you okay?" "I don't know," Marcus replied honestly, "but I think I just woke up from a long sleep." Marcus awoke the next morning to his phone buzzing continuously. Sunlight streamed through his bedroom windows as he reached for the device. 57 missed calls, 123 text messages, 39 emails marked urgent. He sat up and opened his news app. His own face stared back at him beneath a bold headline, "Tech billionaire dumps sterling iris for pregnant server." What the? Marcus scrolled through the article, wincing at Victoria's quotes. Marcus Hamilton showed his true character last night, Victoria had told the Boston Herald. He chose the help over his fiancée in front of the entire Boston elite. My family and I are shocked and deeply disappointed by his behavior. Marcus's phone rang again. His vice president, Patricia Reynolds. "Patricia, I can explain." "Save it," Patricia interrupted. "You need to come to the office immediately. The board called an emergency meeting. Our stock dropped 15% when the market opened 20 minutes ago." 15%? Marcus repeated, getting out of bed. "That's impossible." "Well, it happened," Patricia said coldly. "Your little scene last night cost this company millions of dollars in value. Victoria is Senator Sterling's daughter, Marcus. Did you forget that the senator chairs the committee that approves our government contracts?" Marcus rushed to get dressed. "I'll be there in 30 minutes." At Nextech headquarters, the atmosphere was tense. Employees avoided eye contact as Marcus walked to the elevator. In the conference room, board members sat with grim expressions. Charts displayed on the wall screen showed a sharp, red decline in stock value. Patricia stood when he entered. Her tailored suit and perfect hair contrasted with Marcus's hastily assembled appearance. "Nice of you to join us," she said. "I've been trying to calm our investors all morning." "I'm sorry about the situation," Marcus began, "but I don't regret helping someone who was injured at my home." "This isn't about you playing doctor," said Richard Blackwell, the oldest board member. "It's about you publicly humiliating the daughter of Senator Sterling. The senator called 3 major clients this morning. They've all canceled meetings with us." "The Sterling family is everywhere in Boston," Patricia added. "Banking, politics, old money connections. Victoria's friends are already canceling their Nextech contracts." Marcus sat down heavily. "So what do you suggest?" "Call Victoria," Patricia said immediately. "Apologize. Say it was a misunderstanding. Get her back." Marcus shook his head. "I can't do that." "Why not?" Patricia demanded. "Because I saw something last night," Marcus replied. "The way Victoria reacted, that's not someone I want to marry." The room fell silent. "Then we have a serious problem," Richard said finally. Across town, Maya sat on the edge of a hospital bed. The doctor had just finished examining her. "Your baby is fine," the doctor said with a smile. "You have a strong little one in there, just minor bruising from the fall, but nothing to worry about." Relief washed over Maya. "Thank you, doctor." After the doctor left, Maya checked her phone. A text message from her supervisor at the catering company made her stomach sink. Don't come in tomorrow, you're fired, too much liability. Tears filled her eyes. She needed that job. Her hand rested on her swollen belly. What are we going to do now? She whispered to her unborn child. Maya called her grandmother, Eleanor, but the call went to voicemail. She was probably at her church group. Maya's rent was due in 1 week. Without the catering job, she wouldn't have enough money. A knock on the door interrupted her thoughts. A nurse poked her head in. "Ms. Johnson, you have a visitor." Maya wiped her eyes quickly. "Who is it?" The door opened wider, and Marcus Hamilton stepped in. He looked different in jeans and a simple button-down shirt instead of his tuxedo. He held a small paper bag. "Hi," he said awkwardly. "I wanted to check if you and the baby are okay." Maya stared in surprise. "We're fine. The doctor said there's no damage." "That's good news." Marcus shifted uncomfortably. "I brought you some food. Hospital food isn't great." He placed the bag on the bedside table. The delicious smell of a sandwich from an expensive deli filled the room. "Why are you here, Mr. Hamilton?" Maya asked directly. "Shouldn't you be fixing things with your fiancé?" "Ex-fiancé," Marcus corrected. "And there's nothing to fix. I'm here because I feel responsible for what happened." Maya shook her head. "I'm the one who fell. At my party, on my slippery floor, while working a job you probably shouldn't have been doing at 7 months pregnant." Maya looked away. "I need the money." "About that?" Marcus hesitated. "I called the catering company to make sure they weren't blaming you, and they told me they let you go." Fresh tears threatened. Maya blinked them back. "Yes, just now. They texted me." "That's completely unfair," Marcus said, genuine anger in his voice. "That's life," Maya replied simply. She stood up, gathering her few belongings. "Thank you for the food and for checking on me, but I need to go home and figure out what to do next." "Wait," Marcus said. "I have a proposition for you." Maya looked at him suspiciously. "What kind of proposition?" "A job," Marcus said, "at Nextech as my administrative assistant." Maya laughed without humor. "Very funny. I'm serious," Marcus insisted. "Your resume was in the hospital admittance forms. You have a computer science degree. That's perfect for Nextech." "I've tried getting tech jobs for 3 years," Maya said bitterly. "No one wants to hire a pregnant woman, especially not—" She stopped herself. "Especially not what?" Marcus prompted. "Nothing," Maya said. "Look, I appreciate the offer, but I don't need charity." "It's not charity," Marcus said. "I need an assistant who understands technology. My last 3 assistants couldn't tell the difference between coding and copy-pasting." Maya studied his face. "People will talk. They'll say things about both of us." "People are already talking," Marcus said with a shrug. "My stock dropped 15% this morning because I helped you instead of listening to Victoria." Maya's eyes widened. 15%? That's millions of dollars. "Probably closer to billions," Marcus said casually, "but that's not your problem." "And you're still offering me a job? Why?" Marcus was quiet for a moment. "Because last night showed me something important about myself, about who I've become. I didn't like what I saw." Maya sat back down on the hospital bed. "What's the salary?" Marcus named a figure that made Maya's breath catch. It was 4 times what she currently made. "That's too much," she said automatically. "That's the standard rate for executive assistants at Nextech," Marcus replied. "With your qualifications, you're actually worth more." Maya thought about her empty bank account, her rising rent, the baby coming soon. She thought about the catering company that fired her with a text message. "When would I start?" she asked cautiously. "Tomorrow, if you're feeling up to it," Marcus said. 9 o'clock. Maya took a deep breath. "I should talk to my grandmother first." "Of course," Marcus nodded. "Here's my card with my personal number. Let me know your decision by tonight." As Marcus turned to leave, Maya called after him. "Mr. Hamilton?" He looked back. "Yes?" "Why did you really come here today?" Marcus considered the question. "I think we both needed a second chance. You need a job that respects your skills. and I need to remember who I was before all the money and power." After he left, Maya stared at his business card. The prestigious Nextech logo gleamed in silver against the white background. She thought about the next day's newspaper headlines if she took this job. She thought about the whispers, the assumptions people would make. Then she thought about her baby, and the opportunity to work in technology like she had always dreamed. With trembling fingers, she picked up her phone and called her grandmother. "Grandma?" "Something happened. I need your advice." Outside the hospital, Marcus sat in his car, not starting the engine. His phone buzzed constantly with calls from board members, investors, and former friends suddenly canceling plans. Victoria had been busy. His social and professional life was unraveling hour by hour. Strangely, he didn't feel the panic he expected. Instead, as he watched a pregnant woman waddle toward the hospital entrance, he felt something he hadn't experienced in years: clarity. Marcus drove home from the hospital with a strange sense of peace, despite the chaos unfolding in his professional life. His phone continued to buzz with messages from disappointed investors and canceled social invitations, but for the first time in years, his mind felt clear. The next morning, Marcus arrived early at Nextech headquarters. The 70-story glass building dominated the Boston skyline, its logo glowing against the blue September sky. He straightened his tie before entering, preparing himself for Maya's first day. Patricia Reynolds waited in his office, arms crossed and face stern. "Please tell me the rumors aren't true," she said instead of a greeting. "Which rumors?" Marcus asked, setting his coffee on his desk. "That you hired the pregnant waitress from your party. The one Victoria is telling everyone ruined your engagement on purpose." Marcus sat down. "Her name is Maya Johnson. She has a computer science degree, and yes, I hired her as my administrative assistant." Patricia's perfectly styled hair bounced as she shook her head. "Have you lost your mind? The board is already questioning your judgment after the party disaster. Now you're bringing her here?" "My personal life is separate from business decisions," Marcus said firmly. "Maya is qualified for this position." "Nothing is separate when you're the CEO," Patricia replied. "Everything you do affects this company. Our stock is still down 12%. Before Marcus could respond, a knock sounded at the door. Maya stood there in a simple blue dress, her pregnant belly prominent. She carried a small bag and looked nervous but determined. "Good morning," she said. "I hope I'm not late." Patricia turned to look at Maya, her expression cold. "Not at all. I was just leaving." She walked toward the door, stopping beside Maya. "Welcome to Nextech," she said without warmth. "I'll show you to your desk." Marcus watched them leave, concern growing in his chest. He hadn't considered how difficult this might be for Maya. Patricia's tour of the office was quick and unwelcoming. "This is your desk," she said, pointing to a space directly outside Marcus's office. "The phone system has 14 lines. The calendar system is digital. The executive bathroom requires a special key card, which you don't have." She handed Maya a tablet. "All company policies are on here. Read them today." Maya placed her bag down. "Thank you. I appreciate—" "Let me be clear," Patricia interrupted quietly. "I don't know what your arrangement is with Marcus, but this is a professional environment. Most of us worked very hard to get here." Maya straightened her back. "I understand. I worked hard for my computer science degree, too." Patricia's eyes narrowed. "Interesting how you ended up serving drinks at parties instead of working in tech." "Not every qualified person gets the same opportunities," Maya replied evenly. Patricia smiled thinly. "Well, you certainly created an opportunity for yourself, didn't you?" She walked away, her heels clicking on the polished floor. Maya sat down, taking a deep breath. Around her, employees stole curious glances. She heard whispers as people passed. "That's her. The one from the party. I heard she planned the whole thing." Maya focused on turning on her computer. Her grandmother's advice echoed in her mind. "Hold your head high and do your work well. That's the best answer to gossip." By noon, Maya had reorganized Marcus's chaotic calendar, responded to 28 emails, and set up a new filing system. Despite her growing discomfort from sitting too long, she worked efficiently. Marcus emerged from his office looking stressed. "Maya, can you join me for the executive lunch meeting? Bring your tablet to take notes." Maya followed him to the conference room where 8 executives sat around a large table. Patricia sat at one end, whispering to an older man. "Everyone," Marcus said, "this is Maya Johnson, my new administrative assistant." The room fell silent. Maya nodded politely and took a seat in the corner with her tablet. An older executive spoke first. "Marcus, we were just discussing the Johnson Development account. They canceled their contract this morning." "What? Why?" Marcus asked. "Senator Sterling called them personally," Patricia said. "He mentioned that working with Nextech might complicate their government bids." Marcus ran a hand through his hair. "That's the 4th major client this week." "Perhaps if you reached out to Victoria?" Patricia suggested. "That's not happening," Marcus said firmly. From her corner, Maya watched the exchange, guilt tightening her chest. All these problems started because Marcus helped her. A new voice entered the conversation. "We could use this opportunity to explore new markets." Maya looked up to see a man about Marcus's age with friendly eyes behind stylish glasses. He hadn't joined in the whispers when she entered. "David, what are you thinking?" Marcus asked. "While these big accounts are important, they're not our only option," David Chen said. "Maybe it's time to consider smaller clients we've overlooked." Patricia rolled her eyes. "Smaller clients mean smaller profits." "Not necessarily," David replied. "They might mean higher volume and more stability." The meeting continued, with Maya taking careful notes. When it ended, the executives filed out, most avoiding eye contact with her. Only David stopped. "Don't let them intimidate you," he said quietly. "They'll adjust eventually." "Thank you," Maya replied, surprised by the kindness. "David Chen," he said, offering his hand. "Chief Technical Officer and Marcus's friend since MIT. We roommates in college. Maya Johnson." "I know," David smiled. "Anyone who can make Marcus Hamilton choose people over profit is worth knowing." Late that afternoon, Maya noticed Marcus hadn't eaten all day. She ordered a sandwich from the cafe downstairs and brought it to his office, where he was arguing on the phone. "I don't care what the senator said," Marcus was saying. "Our security system is the best on the market." "No, I understand your position." He hung up and sighed. "Another contract gone." "I brought you lunch," Maya said, placing the sandwich on his desk. "You haven't eaten today." Marcus looked surprised. "Thank you. That was thoughtful." "I reorganized your calendar," Maya said. "You had 3 meetings scheduled for the same time on Thursday." Marcus smiled for the first time that day. "My last assistant couldn't handle the system." "It's not difficult," Maya said. "Just needed some organization." Marcus unwrapped the sandwich. "How was your first day?" Besides the obvious cold welcome, Maya hesitated. "Honestly, pretty uncomfortable. Everyone thinks I'm here because of something inappropriate." "I'm sorry," Marcus said. "That will pass once they see your work." "Will it?" Maya asked. "Patricia clearly thinks I manipulated you somehow." "Patricia is Victoria's friend," Marcus explained. "She's worked with me for 8 years. She'll come around." Maya nodded, unconvinced. "Is there anything else you need today?" "No, you can head home. It's getting late." Maya glanced at the clock. "It's only 4:30. You're pregnant, you should rest." "I can work a full day," Maya insisted. "I don't want special treatment." Marcus studied her for a moment. "Okay, there's a contract on your desk that needs review." At 7:15, most employees had left. Maya remained at her desk, focusing on the contract. A detail caught her attention, a clause that could cost Nextech thousands of dollars if missed. She knocked on Marcus's door and entered to find him staring out the window at the Boston skyline. "I found something in the Peterson contract," she said. Section 12 has a hidden penalty clause. Marcus turned. Show me. She pointed out the issue on her tablet. Marcus read it and looked up with genuine surprise. This is excellent work. Our legal team missed this completely. Maya smiled, pleased by the recognition. I should go. Last bus leaves in 20 minutes. I can call you a car service, Marcus offered. No, thank you. The bus is fine. It's late, and you're pregnant. Many pregnant women take buses, Maya pointed out. Every day. Marcus looked uncomfortable. Of course. I just meant… I know what you meant, Maya said gently, but I don't need special help. As she gathered her things, Marcus asked, How much is your monthly bus pass? $90. Why? Marcus blinked. That's it? That's a lot for some people, Maya said. I spend more than that on coffee each week, Marcus admitted, looking troubled. Maya smiled. Different worlds, Mr. Hamilton. Marcus. Please call me Marcus. Good night, Marcus. After Maya left, Marcus remained at his window thinking about their conversation. He had never considered how much a bus pass cost. He had never taken a public bus in Boston. How disconnected had he become from normal life? On her crowded bus ride home, Maya received a text from her landlord. The rent was increasing by $200 next month due to market adjustments. She stared at the message, calculating her new salary against her expenses. Even with this better-paying job, it would be tight. When she arrived at her small apartment, her grandmother Eleanor was waiting with dinner ready. How was your first day working for the billionaire? Eleanor asked. Different, Maya said, sitting down heavily. Everyone there thinks I'm using him somehow. Are you? Grandma, of course not. Eleanor patted her hand. I know that, but people see what they expect to see. Your job is to show them something different. Maya nodded, too tired to argue. As she ate her grandmother's simple dinner, she thought about Marcus in his glass tower, suddenly realizing the cost of a bus pass. Perhaps they had more to teach each other than either realized. Maya woke up early the next morning, her back aching as she prepared for her second day at Nextech. She rubbed her swollen belly. Just 2 more months to go, little one, she whispered. Over breakfast, Eleanor read the morning newspaper with a frown. Your billionaire boss is in the news again, she said, turning the paper to show Maya. The headline read, Sterling family cuts ties with Nextech. Senator questions company's reliability. Maya sighed. This is all because of me. No, Eleanor said firmly. This is because a powerful family is angry they didn't get their way. Not your fault. 3 months passed quickly. Maya settled into a routine at Nextech, proving her value daily despite the ongoing challenges. The hostility from Patricia and some executives continued, but others, like David Chen, became allies. Meanwhile, the attacks from Senator Sterling intensified. Government contracts were suddenly canceled. Regulatory investigations appeared without warning. Nextech's stock price continued to drop. On a cold December evening, Maya and Marcus worked late in his office. Outside, snow fell over Boston, covering the city in white. They sat surrounded by papers and takeout containers. That's the 3rd government contract canceled this month, Marcus said, pushing away a document. Sterling is systematically cutting off our biggest revenue sources. Maya typed notes on her tablet. At 9 months pregnant, she looked ready to deliver any day. What about the Johnson account? They seemed interested last week. They backed out this morning. Got a call from Sterling's office about potential regulatory issues if they worked with us. Maya set down her tablet. I'm sorry, Marcus. This is happening because you helped me that night. Marcus shook his head. Don't think that way. Sterling is a bully who's used to getting what he wants. This is about his wounded pride, not you. Still, your company is suffering because… A sharp pain cut off Maya's words. She gasped, placing both hands on her belly. Maya? What's wrong? Marcus asked, alarmed. Nothing. Just Braxton Hicks contractions. I've been having them for weeks. Another pain hit, stronger than before. Maya's eyes widened. "Or maybe not," she said, her voice shaking. "Are you in labor?" Marcus stood up quickly, knocking over his chair. "I think so, but my due date is still 2 weeks away." Marcus grabbed his phone. "I'm calling an ambulance." "No need for that," Maya tried to sound calm. "I can take a taxi to the hospital." "In a snowstorm? While in labor? No way." Marcus helped Maya to her feet. "I'm driving you." "You don't have to." Another contraction hit, making Maya wince. "That settles it, let's go." Marcus drove carefully through the snowy streets, glancing nervously at Maya every few seconds. "How far apart are the contractions?" he asked. "About 7 minutes," Maya said, breathing deeply. "We have time." "I've never done this before," Marcus admitted, driven someone in labor to a hospital. Despite her pain, Maya smiled. "I've never been in labor before, so we're both new at this." Marcus's phone rang through the car speakers. Maya answered it on the dashboard screen. "Maya? Where's Marcus?" David's voice came through. "Driving me to the hospital. The baby's coming." "Now? In the snowstorm?" David sounded shocked. "Babies don't check the weather forecast," Maya said, then gasped as another contraction began. "I'll meet you there," David said. "Have you called your grandmother?" "Yes, but her car wouldn't start in the cold. She's trying to find a ride." "I'll pick her up on my way," David offered. "What's her address?" After Maya told him, Marcus looked at her gratefully. "David's a good friend." "He's been kind to me from the start," Maya agreed. They pulled up to Massachusetts General Hospital's emergency entrance. Marcus helped Maya inside, where nurses quickly took her to the maternity ward. "I'll wait in the lobby," Marcus said awkwardly. "Okay, thank you for the ride," Maya replied. An hour later, Marcus paced the waiting room. David arrived, bringing Eleanor with him. "How is she?" Eleanor asked immediately. "The doctors say she's progressing quickly," Marcus replied. "They took her to the delivery room 10 minutes ago." Eleanor headed for the nurse's station. "I need to be with my granddaughter." A few minutes later, a nurse rushed back to the waiting area. "Mrs. Johnson's car broke down in the snow. She asked if someone else could come in. The patient is asking for support." Marcus and David looked at each other. "You go," David said. "You brought her here." "Me? I'm not family. I'm her boss," Marcus protested. The nurse looked impatient. "She's alone and scared. Are you coming or not?" Marcus swallowed hard. "I'll come." The delivery room was bright and clinical. Maya lay on the bed, her face flushed with effort. "Marcus?" she said in surprise when he entered. "Where's my grandma?" "Her car broke down. David is bringing her, but they're stuck in the snow. I can leave if you want." "No," Maya said quickly, reaching for his hand as another contraction hit. "Please stay." The doctor looked up. "Are you the father?" "No, I'm her—" Marcus paused. What was he? Boss? Friend? "I'm her person," he finished lamely. "Well, her person needs to hold her hand and help her breathe," the doctor instructed. "This baby is coming fast." For the next 45 minutes, Marcus stood by Maya's side. He held her hand through contractions, wiped sweat from her forehead, and encouraged her when she said she couldn't do it anymore. "You're the strongest person I know," he told her. "You can absolutely do this." With a final push and a cry of effort, Maya's baby entered the world. "It's a girl," the doctor announced, placing the tiny, wailing infant on Maya's chest. Tears streamed down Maya's face as she touched her daughter's wet head. "Hello, Lily," she whispered. Marcus stood frozen, overwhelmed by what he had just witnessed. The creation of a new life, a miracle he had never expected to see. "Thank you for being here," Maya said, looking up at him with exhausted eyes. "I didn't do anything," Marcus replied, his voice rough with emotion. "You didn't run away," Maya said simply. "That means everything." The next day, Marcus returned to the hospital. He found Maya sitting up in bed, holding baby Lily. Eleanor dozed in a chair nearby. Marcus knocked softly on the doorframe. "Is this a good time?" Maya smiled. "Come in." He approached the bed holding a small paper bag. "I brought something." From the bag he pulled a small teddy bear. "It's not much," he said, suddenly feeling foolish. Billionaires usually brought expensive gifts. "It's perfect," Maya said, placing the bear next to Lily. "Thank you." Marcus sat in the visitor's chair. "How do you feel?" "Tired, happy, scared." "Scared? Why?" Maya looked down at Lily's sleeping face. "I have to do everything right for her, by myself." Marcus was quiet for a moment. "My mom raised me alone too," he admitted. "My father left when I was 2. I never appreciated how hard that must have been until now, seeing you and Lily." Maya looked surprised. "You never mentioned that before." "I don't talk about it much. It doesn't fit the successful CEO image." "Is your mother still in Seattle?" Marcus shook his head. "She died 6 years ago. Cancer." "I'm sorry," Maya said softly. "She worked 3 jobs sometimes to give me opportunities," Marcus continued. "Put me through college, never complained." He looked at Lily. "She would have loved to see me help bring a baby into the world." They sat in comfortable silence until Eleanor woke up. "Well, look who's here," she said, eyeing Marcus. "The billionaire babysitter." "Grandma," Maya warned. "What?" "I'm grateful he was there when I couldn't be." Eleanor studied Marcus. "You did good, rich boy." Marcus laughed. "Thank you, Mrs. Johnson." "Eleanor," she corrected. "Mrs. Johnson was my mother-in-law, and I didn't like her much." 2 weeks later, Maya returned to Nextech with Lily in a baby carrier. She had expected to take more time off, but Marcus had called with news of another major client cancellation. They needed her help. "What is that?" Patricia asked when Maya walked into the office with Lily. "This is my daughter, Lily," Maya replied calmly. "You can't bring a baby to work," Patricia said. "This is a professional environment, not a daycare." "Marcus approved it," Maya said. "It's temporary until I find childcare." "This is completely unprofessional," Patricia continued. "What will clients think?" "They'll think we're a company that supports working mothers," Marcus said, appearing from his office, "which we are." Patricia turned to him. "Marcus, you can't be serious. A baby in the executive suite?" "Maya is essential to our current strategy," Marcus replied. "If having Lily here means we keep Maya's talents, then that's what we'll do." Patricia's face tightened. "The board will hear about this." After she left, Maya looked at Marcus worriedly. "I don't want to cause more problems." "You're not," Marcus assured her. "We'll make it work." By the end of the day, Marcus had ordered a portable crib and changing table for the empty storage room next to his office. "Your nursery," he told Maya. "Not perfect, but it works for now." Maya was speechless. "Why are you doing all this?" "Because you're worth it," Marcus said simply. "Your work is valuable, and everyone deserves a chance to be both a parent and a professional." That evening, as Maya packed up to leave, David showed her a news alert on his phone. It showed Victoria Sterling at a charity gala, holding the arm of James Wilson, CEO of Secure Systems, Nextech's biggest competitor. "Looks like Victoria found a new billionaire," David commented. The photo caption read, "Heiress Victoria Sterling with tech CEO James Wilson announce partnership between Sterling Industries and Secure Systems." Maya looked at Marcus's office, where he was on yet another tense phone call with investors. "This isn't just about hurt feelings anymore, is it?" she asked David. "No," David replied gravely. "This is war, and with the Sterlings on Wilson's side, it's going to get much worse before it gets better." In her carrier, baby Lily slept peacefully, unaware of the gathering storm around her mother and the man who had unexpectedly become such an important part of their lives. Over the next 4 months, David's prediction proved painfully accurate. The partnership between Sterling Industries and Secure Systems became official, with James Wilson appearing alongside Senator Sterling at press conferences announcing their commitment to strengthening America's cybersecurity infrastructure. Each announcement coincided with another Nextech client cancellation. By June, 6 months after Lily's birth, Nextech's situation had become desperate. Marcus called an emergency board meeting on a rainy Thursday morning. Maya sat in a corner of the conference room taking notes while Lily slept in her carrier nearby. "Our cash reserves will last approximately 3 more months," Marcus explained to the grim-faced board members. "We've lost 60% of our government contracts and 45% of our major corporate clients." Richard Blackwell, the oldest board member, removed his glasses. "Marcus, it's time to face reality. We need to sell the company before there's nothing left to sell." "Secure Systems has already made an offer," Patricia added, sliding a folder across the table. "James Wilson will keep most of our staff employed. It's the best outcome we can hope for." Marcus didn't touch the folder. "We're not selling to Wilson." "Then who?" Patricia demanded. "No other company will touch us with the Sterling family actively working against us." "We'll find another way," Marcus insisted. "There is no other way," Richard said. "This company is dying, Marcus. All because you chose to—" "To what?" Marcus challenged. "To help someone who was hurt? To not abandon a pregnant woman who fell at my party?" An uncomfortable silence filled the room. From her corner, Maya watched the tension rise. She had been researching potential solutions for weeks, but hesitated to speak up. These people already resented her presence. Yet as the board continued discussing liquidation options, she couldn't stay silent. "Excuse me," she said quietly. All heads turned toward her. Patricia rolled her eyes. "I have an idea," Maya continued, her heart pounding. "What if we stopped chasing the clients we're losing and focused on ones we've never pursued?" "What are you talking about?" Patricia asked impatiently. "Small businesses," Maya explained. "There are millions of them across the country, and they need cybersecurity too. But our products are too expensive and complicated for them." Patricia laughed dismissively. "Small businesses can't afford enterprise-level security." "Not our current products," Maya agreed. "But what if we created something specifically for them? Something affordable, simple to use, but still effective?" "That's not our market," Richard said. "Maybe it should be," Maya countered. "My cousin runs a bakery in Dorchester. Last year, her customer payment system was hacked. She lost thousands of dollars and almost went bankrupt. She would have paid for security if there was an option she could afford." Marcus looked interested. "How big is this potential market?" "Enormous," Maya said. "There are over 30 million small businesses in the United States. If even a small percentage bought our product, it could sustain the company." "This is ridiculous," Patricia interrupted. "We're an enterprise security company, not some discount provider. And we're taking business advice from an administrative assistant?" "With a computer science degree," David reminded everyone, "and she's right about the market gap. I've been saying for years we ignore small businesses." "It would require completely new product development," Richard pointed out. "We don't have the resources." "I'll fund it personally," Marcus said suddenly. The room fell silent again. "You can't be serious," Patricia said. "I am," Marcus replied. "I'll invest my personal funds to develop a small business security platform. If the board doesn't want Nextech involved, I'll create a separate company." Richard shook his head. "This is emotional decision-making, Marcus, not sound business." "Maybe," Marcus admitted. "Or maybe it's exactly the kind of thinking that built this company in the first place, seeing a need others ignore." The board voted 7-2 against pursuing Maya's idea, with only Marcus and David supporting it. The meeting ended with a directive to continue exploring sale options. As board members filed out, Patricia stopped beside Maya. "Happy now? You've driven this company into the ground and convinced Marcus to waste his personal fortune on a doomed rescue attempt." After everyone left, Marcus sat heavily in his chair. "Well, that could have gone better." "I'm sorry," Maya said. "I shouldn't have spoken up." "No, you absolutely should have," Marcus insisted. "It's the first good idea I've heard in months." "But the board rejected it." The board doesn't control my personal investments. Marcus leaned forward. Let's do this, Maya. You, me, and David. We'll build this new platform ourselves. Are you sure? Maya asked. It's a huge risk. Marcus looked at sleeping Lily. Some things are worth the risk. Bard. Over the next weeks, Marcus, Maya, and David worked nights and weekends developing the new security platform. They converted a small conference room into their workspace, covering the walls with diagrams and code snippets. On a Wednesday night, while Marcus and Maya tested a new firewall component, Lily played on a blanket nearby, babbling happily. Try accessing the payment processing system now, Maya suggested, adjusting a line of code. Marcus typed commands into his laptop. Access denied. Perfect. And it uses 80% less processing power than our enterprise version, Maya pointed out. It will run on almost any system. Marcus stretched his tired back. We might actually pull this off. If we can find customers, Maya reminded him. One problem at a time, Marcus said. He checked his watch. It's almost midnight. We should stop. Maya yawned. I need to get Lily home. I'll drive you, Marcus offered. The subway is fine. The subway doesn't run to your neighborhood this late, Marcus pointed out, and I want to see this apartment you're always working from. In the car, Lily fell asleep instantly. Maya watched the city lights pass. Thank you, she said quietly. For what? For believing in my idea, for risking your money on it. Your idea is solid, Marcus said simply. It makes business sense. When they arrived at Maya's building in Dorchester, Marcus frowned at the broken security door and flickering hallway lights. Maya's apartment was small but neat. Eleanor sat in an armchair reading. You're late, Eleanor said, closing her book. Her eyebrows rose when she saw Marcus. And you brought the boss home. We lost track of time working, Maya explained, transferring sleeping Lily to her crib in the corner of the living room. Marcus looked around the apartment. The entire space could fit in his master bathroom, but something about it felt more like a home than his mansion ever had. Eleanor studied Marcus. Sit down. I'll make coffee. You don't have to, Marcus began. I didn't ask, Eleanor interrupted. Sit. Marcus sat. While Maya changed Lily, Eleanor brought coffee in mismatched mugs. So, she said, you're spending a lot of time with my granddaughter. We're working on a new product, Marcus explained. Eleanor sipped her coffee. You know, when I was a teacher for 40 years, I could always tell which students were running towards something and which were running away. I'm not running from anything, Marcus said. Aren't you? Eleanor asked. That big empty house, all those people who only liked you for your money, the woman who left you the minute you showed real character. Marcus was startled by her directness. Grandma, Maya warned, returning to the living room. It's okay, Marcus said. She's not wrong. Eleanor nodded approvingly. Life isn't about what you own, Mr. Hamilton. It's about what owns your heart. My husband died young, left me with a daughter to raise. We never had much money, but we had what mattered. Marcus thought about his own mother, working multiple jobs to support him. My mom used to say something similar. Smart woman, Eleanor said. After finishing his coffee, Marcus stood to leave. Thank you for the coffee and the conversation. At the door, Maya walked him out. Sorry about my grandmother. She doesn't filter her thoughts. I like her, Marcus said honestly. She reminds me what's real. The next day, Maya arrived at work to find Marcus already in their makeshift development room. I couldn't sleep, he admitted. I kept thinking about what we're building. Maya set Lily down in her play area. And? This is the most meaningful work I've ever done, Marcus said. My whole career, I've built products for people who already have everything. This is different. Before Maya could respond, David burst into the room, laptop in hand. We have a problem, he said. Someone leaked information about our small business platform to the press. He showed them a technology blog post, Next Tech Desperate Move, Billionaire CEO Marcus Hamilton, funding new product after Sterling disaster. How did they get this information? Maya asked. David shook his head. I don't know, but there's more. Look at the comments. The first comment was from Secure Systems' official account. Small businesses deserve enterprise-grade security. Secure Systems and Sterling Industries will be making a major announcement next week about our own small business initiative. They're copying our idea, Marcus realized, and they have more resources to develop it quickly, David added. Marcus paced the small room. We need to move faster. We need to be first to market. That afternoon, as they worked frantically to accelerate development, Patricia entered their workspace. Marcus, there's a call you need to take, she said. It's from the SEC. They're launching an investigation into your personal finances. What? Why? Marcus asked. Anonymous tip, Patricia replied, not meeting his eyes. Something about irregular trading patterns. After she left, Maya looked at Marcus worriedly. Senator Sterling? Has to be, Marcus agreed. He's trying to distract us from launching the product. Maya watched as Marcus returned to coding, his face determined despite this new threat. For the first time, she saw more than just her boss or a wealthy CEO. She saw a man fighting for something he believed in, regardless of the personal cost. Later that night, they completed the first successful test of their security platform. When the test finished with all security measures functioning properly, the three of them cheered. It works, David said, grinning. It actually works. Marcus high-fived Maya, their hands lingering together a moment too long. Something shifted in the air between them. Maya felt her heart rate increase as Marcus's eyes held hers. We did it, he said softly. Yes, she replied, equally quiet. We did. David, noticing the moment, suddenly became very interested in his computer screen. I should, document these test results. From her play area, Lily babbled, Mama, breaking the tension. Maya moved away to pick up her daughter, but the moment had changed something. For both of them, 2 months of intense work followed their breakthrough moment. The team pushed through exhaustion, coding late into the night while battling the SEC investigation that Marcus knew was Sterling's doing. Against all odds, they finished their small business security platform, naming it Shield Core. We need to launch this at Tech Future, Marcus announced during their morning meeting. It's the biggest technology conference of the year. Tech Future? Maya looked up from feeding Lily, who now sat in a high chair in their workspace. In New York City? That's in 2 weeks. Exactly, Marcus nodded. We need to move before Secure Systems releases their version. David scratched his head. Can we afford a booth? Those spots cost thousands. I reserved the smallest one available, Marcus said. It's all we can manage right now. Patricia entered without knocking. The board wants an update on the SEC investigation. Tell them it's proceeding, Marcus replied. The investigators found nothing because there's nothing to find. Patricia noticed their excited faces. What's happening here? We're launching Shield Core at Tech Future, David said. Patricia raised an eyebrow. With what marketing budget? We don't need a big budget, Maya said. We just need to show small business owners how this can help them. Right, Patricia said sarcastically. Because small business owners attend expensive technology conferences in New York. Some do, Maya insisted. And those who come will tell others. After Patricia left, Marcus turned to Maya. I want you to come to New York with us. Me? Why? Because you understand these customers better than anyone, Marcus explained. You can speak their language. Maya glanced at Lily. I can't leave her. Bring her, Marcus suggested. Next Tech will cover all expenses. Maya hesitated. I'll need to ask my grandmother to come too. Of course, Marcus agreed. We need all hands on deck for this. The Tech Future conference filled the enormous Javits Center in New York City. Hundreds of technology companies showcased their latest innovations across the massive space. Giant corporations like Apple and Google occupied huge areas with elaborate displays. Nextech's booth sat in the far corner, small and simple, with just a banner reading Shield Core Security for Real Businesses and 3 demonstration stations. "This is cozy," David commented as they set up. Patricia supervised with obvious skepticism. "We look like amateurs compared to the other cybersecurity companies." "We're not here to impress other companies," Marcus reminded her. "We're here for small business owners." As the conference opened, the team watched anxiously as attendees streamed past their booth toward the flashier displays. For the first hour, only a few people stopped to look. "This isn't working," Patricia whispered to Marcus. "We're invisible here." "Give it time," Marcus said, though he looked worried. Just then, a woman in a simple business suit approached their booth. "Excuse me, what does security for real businesses mean?" Maya stepped forward before Patricia could respond. "It means security designed for businesses that don't have IT departments or big technology budgets." "Is that you?" The woman nodded. "I run a dental practice in Queens. Last month, a dental office across town had their patient records locked by ransomware. They paid $20,000 to get their data back. That's exactly the problem we solve," Maya explained, guiding her to a demonstration station. "Let me show you how Shield Core works." As Maya demonstrated the product, speaking in clear, non-technical terms, the woman's eyes widened. "And I can afford this?" she asked. "Monthly subscription for a small office like yours would be $99, Maya confirmed. "That's it? For the same protection big companies get?" "The same core protection, yes, just packaged differently," Maya explained. "I'll take it," the woman said immediately, "and I'm telling every dentist I know." By noon, a small crowd had gathered around their booth. Maya moved between visitors, explaining the product in simple terms anyone could understand. Marcus watched in amazement as business owners asked practical questions Maya answered perfectly. "She's extraordinary," David commented, standing beside Marcus. "Yes, she is," Marcus agreed, feeling something beyond professional admiration as he watched her. A technology blogger filmed Maya demonstrating Shield Core. "This is genius," he said. "Simple security for small businesses. How has nobody done this before?" By the end of the day, they had collected contact information from over 200 interested businesses and received 15 media inquiries. At their hotel that evening, the team gathered in the restaurant to celebrate. Eleanor watched Lily at the table while Marcus ordered champagne. "To Shield Core," he toasted, "and to Maya, whose idea saved Nextech." Maya blushed as everyone raised their glasses. "The real test is tomorrow," Patricia cautioned. "One good day doesn't mean success." "Always the optimist, Patricia," David joked. After dinner, while David entertained Lily and Eleanor with stories about college days with Marcus, Maya stepped onto the restaurant's balcony for fresh air. New York City spread before her, Central Park a dark rectangle amid the glittering lights. Marcus joined her a moment later. "Everything okay?" "Just needed a minute," Maya said. "It's been an overwhelming day." "You were amazing in there," Marcus said. "The way you connected with those business owners, I've never seen anything like it." Maya smiled. "I just spoke to them like real people, not technical problems to solve." "That's what makes you special," Marcus said softly. "You see people, not categories." They stood in comfortable silence, watching the city lights. Maya felt Marcus move slightly closer. "Maya," he began, his voice different than she'd heard before. "I need to tell you something." "What is it?" she asked, her heart beating faster. "You saved my company," he said. "But more than that, you—" "Marcus!" David's urgent voice interrupted from the doorway. "You need to come inside. Now, what's wrong?" Marcus asked. "Victoria is here," David said, "with James Wilson." Maya felt the moment shatter. Marcus's expression changed instantly. "Victoria? Here? How did she know where we're staying?" "I don't know," David replied. "But they're asking to speak with you." Back inside the restaurant, Victoria Sterling stood near their table. Her blonde hair was perfectly styled, her designer dress immaculate. Beside her, James Wilson, CEO of Secure Systems, smiled with practiced charm. On Victoria's left hand, a new diamond ring sparkled. "Marcus," Victoria said coolly. "What a coincidence." "Not likely," Marcus replied. "What do you want, Victoria?" "James and I are in New York for the conference," Victoria explained. "We heard Nextech had a little booth in the corner." "A surprisingly popular booth," James added, his smile not reaching his eyes. "Congratulations on your small business approach. Very quaint." Eleanor stood protectively near Lily. "Who are these people?" she asked Maya quietly. "Trouble," Maya whispered back. Victoria's eyes found Maya. "Still keeping your pet project around, I see, and now with a baby. How sweet." Marcus stepped forward. "Say what you came to say, Victoria." "Actually, we have a business proposition," James said. "May we sit?" Reluctantly, Marcus nodded. Victoria and James took seats at their table. The restaurant felt suddenly tense. "We'll make this simple," James began. "Secure Systems wants to buy Nextech. Today's little demonstration convinced me there might be some value left in your company." "Not interested," Marcus said immediately. "You should be," Victoria cut in. "Daddy is prepared to end his campaign against you if you sell to James and make a public apology for your behavior at our engagement party." "Apologize?" Marcus repeated incredulously. "A simple statement acknowledging your inappropriate behavior and poor judgment," Victoria clarified. "James will retain most of your employees, though obviously not everyone." Her eyes flickered to Maya. James slid a folder across the table. "The offer is generous, far more than Nextech is worth in its current financial state." Marcus didn't touch the folder. "Why now?" "Let's call it efficiency," James replied. "Your small business product is interesting, but Secure Systems can scale it faster with our resources. And frankly, this vendetta is becoming tiresome for everyone." "Think about your employees, Marcus," Victoria added. 100 people will lose their jobs if your company fails, all because you're infatuated with your assistant." Maya felt her face grow hot. David looked ready to speak, but Marcus silenced him with a gesture. "I'll review your offer," Marcus said, surprising everyone. "We'll discuss it when we return to Boston." Victoria smiled triumphantly. "You have 24 hours. We fly back tomorrow evening." She stood, straightening her dress. "Come, James, let's leave them to their little celebration." After they left, the table erupted. "You're not seriously considering this?" David demanded. "Of course he is," Patricia said. "It's the sensible solution." "Sensible?" Eleanor scoffed. "Letting bullies win is never sensible." Marcus remained silent, staring at the unopened folder. Maya watched him, a cold feeling spreading through her chest. Was he actually considering Victoria's offer? "Marcus?" she said quietly. "What are you thinking?" He finally looked up, his expression unreadable. "I'm thinking about 100 families who depend on Nextech for their livelihood. I'm thinking about what happens if we fail." "We won't fail," Maya insisted. "You saw today. People want Shield Corps." "One day of interest doesn't save a company, Maya," Marcus replied, his voice tired. "This offer would." Maya stood abruptly. "I need to get Lily to bed. It's late." As she gathered her daughter's things, she felt something shift between her and Marcus. The connection they'd begun to form on the balcony seemed suddenly fragile, threatened by practical realities she couldn't argue against. Back in her hotel room, Maya lay awake for hours watching Lily sleep peacefully in the portable crib. "I'm finally making a difference with my work," she whispered to her daughter. "I hope he remembers what that feels like." Down the hall, Marcus stared at the ceiling, Victoria's offer on the nightstand beside him. The numbers made sense. The deal would save jobs, end the Sterling attacks, and give him a clean exit. It was the rational choice. So why did it feel like surrender? The early morning sun filtered through the hotel curtains as Marcus finally gave up on sleep. He showered quickly and headed to the conference hall, hoping physical activity would clear his mind. The exhibition floor was empty, vendors preparing for the day's crowds. At the Next Tech booth, Marcus found David already setting up, dark circles under his eyes. "Couldn't sleep either?" Marcus asked. "Not really," David replied. "Kept thinking about Victoria's offer." Marcus nodded. "Me too. Are you seriously considering it?" "I have to," Marcus said. "The board will demand it." David adjusted a display screen. "What does Maya think?" "I don't know. She didn't say much last night." "Maybe because you didn't fight the idea," David suggested. "After everything she's done, that probably hurt." Before Marcus could respond, Patricia arrived looking perfectly polished despite the early hour. "Good morning," she said briskly. "I've drafted a press release for the acquisition. We should review it before meeting with Wilson later." Marcus frowned. "I haven't agreed to anything yet." "But you will," Patricia stated confidently. "It's the only logical choice." The second day of the conference proved even more successful than the first. Word had spread about Shield Core, bringing a steady stream of small business owners to their booth. Technology bloggers conducted impromptu interviews, and a major business publication sent a reporter. Maya arrived with Eleanor and Lily an hour after opening. She avoided Marcus's eyes as she took her position at the demonstration station. By midday, Maya still hadn't spoken directly to Marcus beyond necessary communication about the product. During a brief lull, he approached her. "Can we talk?" he asked quietly. "About what?" Maya replied, adjusting Lily in her baby carrier. "About last night. About Wilson's offer." Maya looked up at him. "What's there to talk about? You're the CEO. It's your decision." "It affects you too," Marcus said. "Does it?" Maya asked. "It sounded like I wouldn't be part of the deal anyway." Before Marcus could respond, a new visitor approached their booth, and Maya turned away to greet them. Throughout the afternoon, the tension between them remained. David noticed, moving between them to keep the demonstrations running smoothly. Eleanor watched with narrowed eyes, clearly sensing the shift in their relationship. As the conference day ended, Patricia reminded everyone about their return flight to Boston that evening. "We need to start packing up," she instructed. "I'll handle the booth disassembly. Maya, please organize the contact information we collected. Marcus, you should prepare for your meeting with Wilson." "I still haven't decided to meet with him," Marcus said. Patricia sighed impatiently. "The offer expires tonight. You don't have the luxury of indecision." While the others began packing, Maya organized the prospect information sheets at a small table. As she sorted through papers, she noticed a folder that wasn't part of their materials. Someone must have left it behind. Opening it to check for identification, Maya found something unexpected. Printed emails between Senator Sterling and someone named Alexei Volkov. She scanned the first page, her eyes widening. The emails discussed selling government cybersecurity protocols to foreign entities. Senator Sterling provided access to classified information in exchange for payments to offshore accounts. "Oh my God," Maya whispered. She kept reading, discovering more evidence of the senator's illegal activities spanning several years. One particular email caught her attention. "Hamilton's new small business platform could expose our back doors. Needs to be stopped immediately." Everything suddenly made sense. The senator's attacks on Nextech weren't just about Victoria's wounded pride. They were about protecting his illegal operations. Maya quickly put the papers back in the folder and looked around. The booth was empty except for Eleanor watching Lily nearby. David and Marcus were speaking with a final visitor, and Patricia was on her phone near the exit. Had someone left these documents intentionally for them to find? Or was it a mistake? Maya tucked the folder into her bag just as Marcus approached. "Ready to go?" he asked. "Our car leaves for the airport in an hour." "I need to talk to you," Maya said urgently. "In private. It's important." Marcus noticed her serious expression. "Okay, let's find somewhere quiet." They found an empty meeting room nearby. Maya closed the door and pulled out the folder. "I found this at our booth," she explained, spreading the emails on the table. "Read them." Marcus scanned the pages, his expression changing from confusion to shock. "Where did you get these?" he demanded. "Someone left them at our booth," Maya said. "Don't you see what this means? Sterling has been selling government cybersecurity information to foreign entities. That's why he's so desperate to shut us down. Our small business platform could potentially expose his back doors into government systems." Marcus shook his head. This is espionage, treason." "Exactly," Maya said. "This is why he wants you to sell to Wilson. They're probably working together." Marcus paced the small room. "Maya, these are serious accusations against a United States senator. This could be fake, planted to trap us into making false claims." "Read the emails," Maya insisted. "Look at the details. The dates match exactly when Sterling started attacking Nextech." "Even if it's real, what are we supposed to do?" Marcus asked. "Go to the press? They'd destroy us without solid proof. Go to the authorities? Sterling has connections everywhere." Maya stared at him in disbelief. "So you're just going to ignore this and sell the company anyway?" "I didn't say that," Marcus replied. "But we need to be careful. This is dangerous territory." "More dangerous than losing everything you've built?" Maya challenged. "More dangerous than letting criminals win?" "You don't understand the risks," Marcus said, his voice rising. "Sterling could destroy us completely if we move against him without absolute proof." "I understand perfectly," Maya said, her voice cold. "You're scared. It's easier to take Wilson's money and walk away." "That's not fair," Marcus protested. "Isn't it?" Maya gathered the papers back into the folder. "I thought you were different. I thought when we built Shield Corps together you remembered what it meant to stand for something." "I was wrong." She turned to leave, but Marcus caught her arm. "Maya, wait. We need to think this through carefully." She pulled away. You need to decide who you really are. The man who helped a pregnant woman when it cost him everything, or the man who sells out when things get hard." After Maya left, Marcus sat alone in the meeting room, the folder of emails in front of him. His phone buzzed with a message from Patricia. "Wilson, waiting for your call. Decision time." As Marcus stared at his phone, David entered the room. "There you are," David said. "Patricia's looking for you. Something about finalizing the deal with Wilson." "Maya found something," Marcus said, pushing the folder toward his friend. "She thinks it's why Sterling has been after us." David read through the emails, his expression growing serious. "This is bad, Marcus. Really bad. If it's even real," Marcus pointed out, "it could be fake." David shook his head. "The technical details are too accurate. These security protocols are exactly what our government uses. Only someone with inside knowledge would know this." "You believe it's genuine?" Marcus asked. "I do," David confirmed. "And it explains everything. Why Sterling has been so relentless. Why he wants us to sell to Wilson specifically. What should we do?" "What did Maya suggest?" "Fighting back," Marcus said. "Not selling." David nodded. "She's right." "It's dangerous," Marcus warned. "Since when do you avoid risks?" David asked. "The Marcus I knew in college would never back down from doing what's right." Marcus was quiet for a moment. Maya said something similar. "She thinks I've changed." "Have you?" David challenged. Before Marcus could answer, his phone rang. Patricia. "Marcus, where are you?" she demanded when he answered. "Wilson is waiting for your decision. We need to leave for the airport in 20 minutes. "I'll be right there," Marcus said, ending the call. He stood, gathering the folder. "Let's go. We have a lot to do before that meeting." Back at the hotel, Maya was packing her things with angry movements. Eleanor watched from a chair by the window, Lily playing at her feet. "Want to tell me what happened?" Eleanor asked. "Marcus is going to sell the company," Maya said. "After everything we built, he's just giving up." "Are you sure?" He didn't deny it, Maya replied. I found evidence that Senator Sterling is involved in something illegal, and Marcus wouldn't even consider using it. Eleanor studied her granddaughter. Sometimes people need time to process difficult choices. We don't have time, Maya said. Wilson's offer expires tonight. And how do you feel about Marcus selling the company? Eleanor asked carefully. Maya stopped packing. Disappointed. I thought he was better than that. Better than what? Better than someone who gives up when things get hard, Maya said. Better than someone who chooses the easy path. Eleanor smiled knowingly. Sounds like you care about him as more than just a boss. Maya didn't answer, returning to her packing. She pulled a sheet of paper from her bag, her resignation letter written the night before after seeing Marcus consider Victoria's offer. I can't work for him if he sells to Wilson, she said quietly. I'd rather start over somewhere else. A knock at the door interrupted them. Maya opened it to find David. We need to talk, he said urgently. It's about those emails you found. What about them? Maya asked. I looked them over. They're real, David said, and Marcus wants to see you right away. Why? So he can explain why he's selling anyway? David shook his head. So he can explain how we're going to fight back. In Marcus's suite, maps and documents covered every surface. Marcus looked up when Maya entered. You were right, he said immediately. We can't let Sterling win. Maya approached cautiously. What changed your mind? I needed to verify the information, Marcus explained. David confirmed the technical details are accurate. This isn't just about Nextech anymore, it's about national security. Maya felt relief wash over her. So you're not selling to Wilson? No, Marcus said firmly. In fact, I have a different plan for tonight's meeting. He showed her a document on his laptop. I've contacted a friend at the FBI. They're very interested in what we found, but we need more evidence. What kind of evidence? A confession, Marcus said. Or at least enough to open a formal investigation. David joined them at the table. We're going to record our meeting with Wilson and Victoria. If they're involved with Sterling's activities, they might say something incriminating. That's dangerous, Maya said. Yes, Marcus agreed, but it's the right thing to do. Maya studied his face, seeing determination replace the hesitation from earlier. What do you need me to do? Stay with Eleanor and Lily, Marcus said. This could get ugly and I don't want them involving you. I'm already involved, Maya insisted. I found the evidence. I should be there. Marcus and David exchanged looks. She's right, David said. We need her. Marcus reluctantly nodded. Okay, but at the first sign of trouble, you leave. Promise me. I promise, Maya agreed. As they finalized their plan, Patricia called to remind Marcus about the meeting time. He ended the call and looked at Maya. I'm sorry I hesitated earlier, he said. You were right to be disappointed in me. Maya moved closer to him. You're doing the right thing now. That's what matters. No matter what happens tonight, Marcus said, I want you to know that working with you these past months has changed me. For the better. Their eyes met, and the tension between them from earlier transformed into something else. A connection deeper than either was ready to name. David cleared his throat. We should get ready. Wilson and Victoria will be waiting. As they prepared to leave, Maya placed her resignation letter on the table, unneeded now. Whatever happened that night, they would face it together. The ride to the restaurant felt tense. Marcus checked his recording device one more time. A small microphone hidden inside his suit jacket, connected to his phone. David had installed special software to ensure clear audio capture. Remember, we need them to say something specific about the security protocols or Sterling's involvement, David reminded Marcus. Just getting them to admit they know about the illegal activities would be enough for the FBI to start an investigation. What if they don't say anything helpful? Maya asked from the back seat. Then we go to the press with what we have, Marcus replied. It might not be enough for legal action, but it will start people asking questions. The restaurant was one of New York's most exclusive establishments, located on the top floor of a Manhattan skyscraper. Patricia waited in the lobby, checking her watch impatiently. "Finally," she said when they arrived, "Wilson and Victoria are already here. The lawyers have the paperwork ready." She noticed Maya behind Marcus. "Why is she here?" "This is an executive meeting." "Maya stays," Marcus said firmly. "She's part of the team that built Shield Corps." Patricia frowned but said nothing more as they entered the elevator. The private dining room offered a spectacular view of the city at night. Victoria and James Wilson sat at a large table with 3 men in expensive suits, their lawyers. A bottle of champagne waited in an ice bucket. "Marcus," Victoria said with a practiced smile. "Right on time." Wilson stood to shake Marcus's hand. "Glad you decided to be reasonable. This deal benefits everyone." Maya and David took seats at the far end of the table, while Marcus sat directly across from Wilson. Patricia joined the lawyers, who immediately started organizing documents. "Before we begin," Marcus said, "I'd like to understand exactly what happens to Nextech's employees after the sale." "Most will be retained," Wilson assured him, "though there will be some adjustments to eliminate redundancies." "And Shield Corps, what are your plans for it?" Marcus continued. Wilson smiled. "We have our own small business security solution in development. Your work will be incorporated where useful." "Where useful?" David questioned. "The entire platform is revolutionary." Perhaps," Wilson conceded, "but Secure Systems has the resources to improve it significantly." Victoria tapped her manicured nails on the table. "Can we move past the technical details? The important thing is that this arrangement satisfies everyone's needs." She looked pointedly at Marcus. "The Sterling family will end its opposition to your business activities and you'll be very wealthy." "And Senator Sterling? He approves of this deal?" Marcus asked casually. "Of course," Victoria replied. "Daddy was the one who suggested it." "Interesting," Marcus said. "I would have thought he'd want to destroy Nextech completely, not acquire it." Victoria and Wilson exchanged a quick glance. "The senator is a businessman above all," Wilson said carefully. "He recognizes value." One of the lawyers slid documents toward Marcus. "If you'll sign here, Mr. Hamilton, we can proceed." Marcus took the papers but didn't sign. Instead, he placed a folder on the table, the one containing the emails Maya had found. "I have some concerns about certain security issues," he said. Wilson's smile remained fixed. "Our technical teams can address any security concerns during the transition." "I'm not talking about product security," Marcus clarified. "I'm talking about national security." The room fell silent. Victoria's smile faded. "What are you talking about?" she demanded. Marcus opened the folder. "These are emails between Senator Sterling and someone named Alexei Volkov. They discuss selling government cybersecurity protocols to foreign entities." Wilson's face paled slightly. "Where did you get those?" "Does it matter?" Marcus asked. "What matters is what they contain." Victoria laughed nervously. "This is ridiculous. My father is a United States senator." "Yes," Marcus agreed, "a senator who's been selling government secrets for years." "This meeting is over," Wilson announced, standing abruptly. "Victoria, let's go." "Sit down, James," Marcus said calmly. "We haven't finished our discussion." "There's nothing to discuss," Wilson insisted. "These accusations are absurd and potentially libelous." "Then why are you so eager to leave?" David asked. Patricia stared at the documents in shock. "Marcus, what are you doing? This is insane." "Is it?" Marcus pushed the folder toward her. "Read them, Patricia. It explains everything. Why Sterling attacked us so aggressively. Why he's desperate to shut down Shield Corps. Our small business platform could expose the back doors Sterling created in government systems," Maya added. Victoria's composure cracked. "You have no idea what you're dealing with. My father will destroy you for this." "So the emails are real?" Marcus pressed. "I didn't say that." Victoria backtracked quickly. But you didn't deny it either, Marcus pointed out. Wilson placed a hand on Victoria's arm. Don't say another word. He turned to Marcus. Whatever you think you have, it won't stand up to the Sterling family's resources. Be smart, Hamilton. Take the deal and walk away. Why is Sterling so interested in acquiring Shield Corps specifically? Marcus asked. Is it because our security protocols might detect his unauthorized access points? Wilson's jaw tightened. This conversation is over. As Wilson moved to leave, the restaurant door opened. Two men in dark suits entered. James Wilson? Victoria Sterling? One of them said, showing a badge. I'm Agent Turner with the FBI. We'd like to ask you some questions about Senator Sterling's communications with foreign entities. Victoria's face went white. I want my lawyer. That's your right, Agent Turner acknowledged. We can continue this conversation at our office. The second agent approached Marcus. Mr. Hamilton, thank you for your cooperation. We'll need those documents. Marcus handed over the folder. I have digital copies as well. Patricia stood up, visibly shaking. Marcus, do you realize what you've done? The Sterling family will never forgive this. I'm counting on that, Marcus replied. As the FBI agents escorted Wilson and Victoria from the room, reporters who had somehow learned about the meeting began snapping photos in the hallway. Camera flashes illuminated Victoria's stunned face and Wilson's attempt to shield himself from the cameras. One of the lawyers quickly packed up the sale documents. This meeting never happened, he said before hurrying out. Left alone in the dining room, Marcus, Maya, David, and Patricia sat in silence for a long moment. How did you know? Patricia finally asked. About Sterling's activities? Maya found evidence, Marcus explained. Documents someone left at our booth. Patricia shook her head. The board will have a fit when they hear about this. The board will be thrilled when our stock price recovers, David countered. Once the public learns why we were really targeted. Marcus turned to Maya, who had been quiet. You okay? Just processing, she said. I didn't expect the FBI to actually show up. I called them right after we found the emails, Marcus admitted. They've apparently been investigating Sterling for months, but lacked evidence connecting him directly to the security breaches. What happens now? Maya asked. Now, Marcus said, we go back to Boston and rebuild Nextech, starting with Shield Corps. Patricia stood up. I need a drink, and to rethink my friendship choices. Victoria will never speak to me again after this. After Patricia left to find the bar, David clapped Marcus on the shoulder. I'm going to call the team in Boston. They should hear this from us before it hits the news. Alone with Maya, Marcus finally relaxed. The tension drained from his shoulders. We did it, he said quietly. You did it, Maya corrected. You made the right choice. Because of you, Marcus said. You made me remember who I used to be before all the money and success. Someone who stood up for what's right. Maya smiled. I'm proud of you. Marcus reached across the table, his hand finding hers. Thank you for not giving up on me, even when I was ready to give up on myself. They sat together, looking out at the New York skyline, their fingers intertwined. The champagne that Wilson had ordered to celebrate the sale remained unopened. What now? Maya asked. Now we go home, Marcus said. We have a company to rebuild and a product to launch. As they prepared to leave, Marcus's phone buzzed with notifications. News about Senator Sterling was already breaking across social media and news sites. Breaking. FBI investigating Senator Sterling for espionage. Secure Systems CEO questioned in Sterling investigation. Nextech CEO Marcus Hamilton provides evidence in security breach case. In the elevator down to the lobby, Maya suddenly remembered something. What about Eleanor and Lily? They're still at the hotel. David arranged for them to meet us at the airport, Marcus assured her. Our flight leaves in 3 hours. When they reached the lobby, they found it crowded with reporters. Mr. Hamilton, what evidence did you provide to the FBI? Is it true Senator Sterling was selling secrets to foreign governments? Was your relationship with Victoria Sterling part of a larger plan? Marcus gently guided Maya through the crowd toward the waiting car. "No comments right now," he told the reporters. "We're cooperating fully with the authorities." Once safely in the car, Maya exhaled. That was intense. "It's just beginning," Marcus warned. "This story will be everywhere by morning." "Are you worried?" Marcus considered the question. "Not about Sterling or Wilson, the evidence will speak for itself." He looked at her. "I'm more concerned about you and Lily. This publicity will affect you too." "We'll handle it," Maya said confidently. "We've faced worse." As their car navigated through the New York traffic toward the airport, Marcus realized something important. Somewhere along their journey together, Maya's opinion of him had become more valuable than the approval of Boston society or business peers. Her belief in him mattered more than anything else. And for the first time since that fateful night when he'd helped a pregnant server who fell at his party, Marcus felt completely certain he'd made the right choice. The flight back to Boston was quiet. Maya slept with Lily curled against her chest while Eleanor knitted beside them. Across the aisle, Marcus watched them, thinking about how drastically his life had changed since that night at his engagement party. David sat next to him, working on his laptop. "Stock price is up 15% in after-hours trading," David said quietly. "Word about Sterling is spreading fast." "Good," Marcus replied, but his mind was elsewhere. They landed in Boston just before midnight. After ensuring Maya, Lily, and Eleanor got safely into a taxi, Marcus headed to his own car with David. "You should tell her," David said as they walked through the parking garage. "Tell her what?" Marcus asked. David gave him a knowing look. "That you're in love with her." Marcus stopped walking. "I'm not. It's complicated." "It's actually pretty simple," David countered. "I've known you since we were 18 years old. I've never seen you look at anyone the way you look at Maya." Marcus had no response. The next 7 days passed in a whirlwind. News of Senator Sterling's arrest dominated headlines. Federal agents raided Sterling properties and secure systems offices. James Wilson publicly denied any knowledge of illegal activities, but internal emails obtained by investigators suggested otherwise. At Nextech headquarters, the atmosphere transformed. The stock price soared to an all-time high. Clients who had abandoned them suddenly wanted to return. Reporters requested interviews with Marcus about the corporate whistleblower who exposed government corruption. Through it all, Maya was absent. She had called in sick the day after their return, then requested a week of personal time. Marcus respected her need for space, though her absence left a noticeable void. On Thursday morning, Marcus sat in his office with the board members who were now enthusiastically supportive of Shield Corp. "The pre-orders are extraordinary," Richard Blackwell reported. "Over 5,000 small businesses signed up in the first 3 days. The publicity from the Sterling scandal has given us invaluable exposure," Patricia added. She had quickly distanced herself from Victoria after the arrests. "Everyone wants the security system that was too effective for corrupt officials to tolerate." "When can we officially launch?" another board member asked. "Next week," Marcus replied. "We need to finalize the user interface." "Where's Ms. Johnson?" Richard asked. "Wasn't this her project?" "She's taking some personal time," Marcus explained. "She'll be back soon." After the meeting, Patricia lingered in Marcus's office. "Have you actually spoken to Maya?" she asked. "Not since we returned from New York," Marcus admitted. Patricia sighed. "For a brilliant businessman, you can be remarkably dense about personal matters." "Excuse me?" "She resigned, Marcus," Patricia said, placing a letter on his desk. "This came to HR yesterday." Marcus stared at the resignation letter in disbelief. Why would she resign now? "We won. Shield Corp is a success." "Perhaps you should ask her that question," Patricia suggested, "preferably in person." After Patricia left, Marcus read Maya's letter. It was brief and professional, thanking him for the opportunity to work at Nextech but stating it was time for her to pursue other paths. No explanation, no real reason given. He called her immediately. The call went to voicemail. "Maya, it's Marcus. I just saw your resignation letter. Please call me back. We need to talk." He tried again an hour later with the same result. Finally, he texted her, "I'm coming to see you this evening. We need to talk in person." Her reply came quickly. "Not necessary. My decision is final." Marcus texted back, "I'm coming anyway. 7 o'clock. At 7 that evening, Marcus parked his car outside Maya's apartment building in Dorchester. The neighborhood felt far removed from his usual world of luxury high-rises and gated communities. Children played in the street despite the early spring chill. Music from various apartments created a patchwork of sounds. He knocked on Maya's door, suddenly nervous. Eleanor opened it, looking unsurprised. "About time you showed up," she said, stepping aside to let him in. The apartment looked different. Boxes were stacked against one wall. The furniture was arranged differently, and some pieces were missing. "What's happening here?" Marcus asked. "We're moving," Eleanor explained. "Found a smaller place in Roxbury, more affordable. Where's Maya?" "Putting Lily down for the night." Eleanor studied him. "You look terrible." "Thanks," Marcus said dryly. "No, I mean it as a good thing," Eleanor clarified. "You look like a man who's finally feeling something real." Before Marcus could respond, Maya entered from the bedroom. She wore simple jeans and a sweater, her hair pulled back. She stopped when she saw him. "I told you not to come," she said. "I needed to see you," Marcus replied. "Why did you resign?" Eleanor moved toward the door. "I'm going to visit Mrs. Chen downstairs. Take your time." After Eleanor left, an uncomfortable silence filled the small apartment. "Why are you moving?" Marcus finally asked. "This place is too expensive," Maya explained. "Without my Nextech salary, we need something cheaper." "You don't have to resign," Marcus said. "Nextech needs you. Shield Core is your creation." Maya shook her head. "Shield Core will succeed without me. What about the nursery we set up for Lily? What about all the work we've done together?" "Marcus," Maya said firmly, "you don't need me anymore. The crisis is over. Nextech is saved. You can go back to your normal life now." Marcus looked confused. "Is that what you think? That you were just temporary help during a crisis?" "Wasn't I?" Maya challenged. "You hired me after the party because you felt responsible. You kept me around because I had useful ideas during the Sterling attacks. Now that's all resolved." "That's not true," Marcus insisted. "You're valuable to the company beyond just Shield Core." Maya sat down on the couch. "Please understand, I need to build my own path, not just be someone's assistant forever." "Then don't be my assistant," Marcus said. "Be a project manager, lead the Shield Core division. Whatever role you want at Nextech, it's yours." "Why?" Maya asked directly. "Why does it matter so much to you if I stay or go?" Marcus hesitated, unprepared for such a direct question. He looked around the half-packed apartment at the life Maya was preparing to change once again. "Because," he began, then stopped. "Because you changed everything." "What does that mean?" Marcus sat beside her on the couch. "When I first hired you, it was partly from guilt, partly from responsibility. But watching you work, seeing your intelligence and determination despite every obstacle, you reminded me what really matters." "And what's that?" Maya asked quietly. "Making a difference," Marcus said. "Not just making money. Before you came into my life, I had all the things people think bring happiness. Wealth, status, the perfect fiancé. But I wasn't really living for anything important." Maya looked down. "I don't want to be your charity case or your redemption story, Marcus." "You're not," he said firmly. "You're the woman who showed me what really matters. Not the woman I saved, but the woman who saved me." From the bedroom, Lily made a small sound. Maya tensed, listening, but the baby settled back to sleep. "I don't know what you want from me," Maya said honestly. "I want you in my life," Marcus replied. "In whatever way makes sense. I made the right choice that night at the party, but for all the wrong reasons." I fought Sterling not just for the company or for justice, but because giving in meant losing you and Lily. I can't imagine my life without you both anymore." Maya's eyes filled with tears. "I don't belong in your world, Marcus." "Then maybe it's time I changed my world," he suggested. "I've been thinking about selling the mansion. It's too big, too empty." "That doesn't solve the real problem," Maya said. "People will always see us differently. You're Marcus Hamilton, billionaire CEO. I'm a single mother who was serving drinks at your party." "I don't care what people see," Marcus said. "I care what we see." "And what do we see?" Maya asked. "A future," Marcus answered simply. "Together, if you want that too. Not immediately. Not until you're ready. But someday." Maya wiped away a tear. "I need time, Marcus. This is all happening so fast." "Take all the time you need," he said. "Just please don't disappear from my life. Don't resign." "What would I do at Nextech?" "Lead the Shield Corps division," Marcus said without hesitation. "It was your idea. You should guide its future. As an equal, not as your assistant or your project." "As an equal," Marcus confirmed. "With your own team, your own budget, reporting directly to the board." Maya considered his offer. "I can try that," she said finally, on a provisional basis. Relief washed over Marcus's face. "Thank you." As he stood to leave, Maya walked him to the door. "One more condition," she said. "Anything. No special treatment because of whatever this is between us. I need to succeed on my own merits." "Agreed," Marcus said, "though I reserve the right to bring Lily cookies occasionally." Maya smiled for the first time that evening. She'd like that. After Marcus left, Eleanor returned, finding Maya standing by the window, watching his car drive away. "Well?" Eleanor prompted. "I'm going to lead the Shield Corps division," Maya said. "And?" Eleanor pressed. "And we're not moving yet," Maya added. "I'll keep this apartment for now." Eleanor nodded knowingly. "He's in love with you, you know." "It's complicated, Grandma." "Love always is," Eleanor replied. "But that doesn't make it any less worth pursuing." Across town, Victoria Sterling sat alone in a hotel suite. Her father was under house arrest pending trial. Her mother had fled to their home in Switzerland. The family name, once opening every door in Boston, now brought whispers and turned backs. A news report played on the television, showing Marcus at a press conference discussing Nextech's new direction. "Mr. Hamilton, do you feel vindicated now that Senator Sterling's activities have been exposed?" a reporter asked. "This isn't about vindication," Marcus replied on screen. "It's about doing the right thing, even when it's difficult, sometimes especially when it's difficult." Victoria turned off the television. On the coffee table lay a letter from her attorney, outlining the charges she might face for her minor role in her father's schemes. The word community service was highlighted as a likely outcome if she cooperated. For the first time in her life, Victoria Sterling faced real consequences, and for the first time, she wondered if Marcus had made the right choice that night when he helped Maya instead of following Victoria's ultimatum. She poured herself a glass of water instead of her usual champagne. Tomorrow she would meet with prosecutors. Tonight, she would begin the unfamiliar process of self-reflection. 2 years passed quickly. The spring morning dawned clear and perfect over Boston Common, where chairs had been arranged in a small semicircle beneath flowering trees. No elaborate decorations adorned the space, just simple white flowers and a wooden arch. Marcus Hamilton stood under the arch, wearing a gray suit without a tie. David Chen stood beside him as best man, occasionally checking his watch. "Nervous?" David asked. "Strangely, no," Marcus replied. "For the first time in my life, I'm completely certain about something." Guests began to arrive, not hundreds like at his engagement party with Victoria, but a few dozen people who truly mattered. Nextech employees, friends, and family took their seats on both sides of the aisle. Patricia Reynolds arrived with her husband, nodding politely to Marcus. Their relationship had evolved into a respectful professional one after the Sterling scandal. She now led Nextech's enterprise division while Maya headed ShieldCore, which had become the company's most profitable product line. Eleanor appeared at the end of the aisle, elegant in a blue dress. She gave Marcus a small wink before taking her seat in the front row. Music began to play, not from an orchestra but from a single guitar player. The small gathering turned to watch as a little girl in a white dress appeared at the end of the aisle. 2-year-old Lily, with dark curls like her mother's, clutched a small basket of flower petals. "Go on, sweetie," came a gentle voice behind her. Lily took a few steps forward, then stopped, suddenly shy at all the faces watching her. Instead of throwing petals, she hugged the basket to her chest. Marcus walked down the aisle to her, kneeling to her level. "Want to walk with me?" he asked softly. Lily nodded, reaching for his hand. Together they walked back to the front, Lily occasionally dropping a petal when she remembered her job. When they reached the arch, all eyes turned back to the aisle's end, where Maya now stood. Her dress was simple and elegant, cream-colored with subtle lace details. She carried a small bouquet of wildflowers. Her hair was styled with tiny white flowers woven through the curls. Marcus watched her approach, remembering the journey that had brought them here. From that first night when she fell at his party to building ShieldCore together, from facing down the Sterlings to slowly falling in love during late nights working side by side with Lily sleeping nearby. Their path hadn't been quick or easy. After Maya took over the ShieldCore division, she had insisted on a professional relationship at work. For 6 months, they focused on rebuilding Nextech and launching new products. Their personal relationship grew slowly through Sunday picnics with Lily, quiet dinners after Lily's bedtime, and Marcus's regular visits to read bedtime stories. When Marcus proposed, it wasn't with an enormous diamond in a fancy restaurant. It happened on an ordinary Tuesday evening in Maya's kitchen while they washed dishes together after dinner. Simple, honest, and real. Just like their relationship. Now Maya reached the arch, smiling at Marcus and Lily. "Hi," she said softly. "Hi," he replied. The ceremony was brief and meaningful. They exchanged vows they had written themselves. "Maya," Marcus began, "before I met you I had everything people think they want, but nothing that truly mattered. You showed me what real strength looks like, what integrity means, what love can be. I promise to spend every day trying to be worthy of the faith you've placed in me, to be a father to Lily, and to remember that the most important things in life can't be bought. They can only be earned through kindness, honesty, and love." Maya wiped away a tear before speaking her vows. "Marcus, I never expected you. I was fighting my battles alone, convinced that was how my story had to be written. Then you helped me when there was nothing to gain and everything to lose. You saw me, really saw me, when others looked past. I promised to be your partner in all things, to remind you of your true worth when you forget, and to build a life with you based on what really matters." They exchanged simple gold rings. When the officiant pronounced them married, Lily clapped her hands in delight, making everyone laugh. The reception took place under trees nearby with casual food and children playing on the grass. No crystal decorations or expensive champagne, just genuine celebration. David tapped his glass for the best man speech. "I've known Marcus since we were 18 years old, he began. I watched him build Nextech into a successful company, but I never saw him truly happy until Maya and Lily came into his life. They didn't just change his personal life, they transformed how he sees the world and how he runs our company." David raised his glass. "To Marcus and Maya, who prove that one moment of kindness can change everything." After the toasts, Marcus and Maya walked through the common, greeting guests. They stopped at a bench where a woman sat watching the celebration from a distance. "Victoria," Marcus said with surprise, "I didn't expect to see you here." Victoria Sterling looked different than she had 2 years ago. Her designer clothes were replaced by a simple dress. Her makeup was minimal. The hardness in her eyes had softened. "I wasn't planning to come," she admitted, standing, "but I wanted to say congratulations." "Thank you," Maya said carefully. "How are you?" Marcus asked. "Better," Victoria replied. "My community service ended last month, 18 months working at a women's shelter. I thought it would be punishment, but—" She paused. "It changed me. I'm working there full-time now." "That's wonderful," Maya said sincerely. Victoria looked at them both. "You made the right choice that night," she told Marcus. "I wasn't ready to see it then, but you did." After Victoria left, Marcus squeezed Maya's hand. "You okay?" "Yes," Maya nodded. "People can change. We both know that." The reception continued as afternoon turned to evening. Guests noticed something unusual about the wedding. Half the people from Marcus's side were now Nextech executives, and many were women from backgrounds similar to Maya's. Patricia approached Maya with a glass of water. "Remember when I gave you that cold tour on your first day? Told you that you didn't belong?" Maya smiled. "I remember." "I was wrong," Patricia admitted. "You transformed our company. Our executive team is unrecognizable from 2 years ago, in the best possible way." "That was Marcus's decision," Maya pointed out. "Inspired by you," Patricia countered. "The Second Chance Foundation was your idea too, wasn't it?" Maya nodded. The foundation, which helped single parents enter the tech industry with scholarships, childcare support, and job placement, had been established 1 year earlier. Its headquarters stood on the site of Marcus's former mansion, which he had sold to fund the project. "Where will you live now?" Patricia asked. "Since Marcus sold his place and you're still in that small apartment." "We bought a normal house in Jamaica Plain," Maya explained. 4 bedrooms, a yard for Lily. Nothing fancy." Patricia shook her head, smiling. "Billionaire CEO Marcus Hamilton in a regular neighborhood. Who would have thought?" 3 years later, Marcus, Maya, and 5-year-old Lily stood outside a new building in Chicago. A large sign read, "Second Chance Foundation, Chicago Center." A crowd had gathered for the opening ceremony. "Ready to cut the ribbon?" Marcus asked Lily. "Yes!" she exclaimed, bouncing with excitement. At 5, Lily was confident and bright, with Maya's intelligence and determination. Maya, now pregnant with their second child, stood beside them. In the years since their wedding, she had become Chief Innovation Officer at Nextech while continuing to oversee the foundation's growth. After speeches and applause, a young woman approached them, holding the hand of a small boy about 4 years old. "Excuse me," she said nervously. "I just wanted to thank you both personally. Your story changed my life." "How so?" Maya asked kindly. "I was a single mother struggling to finish my computer science degree," the woman explained. "Then I read about you in that magazine profile, how you went from serving at parties to running a technology division. The foundation gave me a scholarship and childcare for Ethan. Now I work as a programmer at a startup here in Chicago." Tears filled the woman's eyes. "You gave me hope when I had none." After talking with the woman and meeting several other foundation graduates, Marcus, Maya, and Lily toured the new facility. The center included classrooms, a coding lab, childcare spaces, and career counseling offices. "Remember when you first told me about helping small businesses?" Marcus asked Maya as they watched Lily play with other children in the daycare area. "You said there was this whole market nobody was serving." Maya nodded. "Just like there were all these talented people nobody was hiring." "One moment of kindness can change everything," Marcus said, repeating the foundation's motto that appeared on the wall behind them. "Sometimes especially your own life," Maya added, taking his hand. Outside the center, photographers captured the family standing together. Marcus, without his once constant suit, dressed in casual clothes, Maya confident and proud, and Lily between them, representing the future they were building. The legacy of that split-second decision at the engagement party continued to ripple outward. A billionaire CEO had helped a pregnant server who fell, and that simple act of compassion had transformed both their lives, created a family, changed a company's direction, and now provided opportunities for countless others. As they walked back to their car, Lily skipping between them, Marcus thought about his mother. How proud she would be of the man he had become, not because of his wealth or success, but because he had finally learned what truly mattered. Maya watched his face, knowing exactly what he was thinking. "She would be proud of you," she said softly. "Both our mothers would be proud of what we've built," Marcus replied, looking at their daughter and the foundation center behind them. Lily looked up at them. "Can we get ice cream now?" They laughed, the simple question bringing them back to the everyday joys of family life, the real happiness they had found together. "Yes," Maya said, "we definitely can." If you enjoyed today's video, I'm sure you'll love the next one. Don't waste time. Just click on the screen.